Tonight I've got the wonderful opportunity of having a chat with Katharina Krenkel, who lives somewhere between Germany and a bit of France. And what's the third country?
Luxembourg.
Oh, so you sit in the middle of each of those countries. Thank you so much for being part of Ain't the Archies. Your piece is very expressive.
Thank you.
Would you like to tell us a bit about yourself? Because you're a sculptor who's used crocheting and wool for a lot of your career, haven't you?
Yes, I finished art school in 1993. During art school, I was not working with textiles, but soon afterwards, it was like a funny coincidence. I haven't had enough space, an atelier. I just had a little room, and another coincidence brought a bag full of wool and yarn leftovers to me, and so I just started in my little sofa cozy corner to crochet. And I learned it when I was a child from my mother and my grandmother, so the ability was there. I could use the technique. And I started for my first solo exhibition with crocheted pieces. And afterwards, I found out I can crochet everything. all the stories I want to tell with my art, I can do with soft sculptures.
Please tell us a bit about the piece you put in for Ain't the Archies and the person that you've used.
I've chosen Yayoi Kusama, which is, I think, at the moment, very famous, very hip again. She's a kind of what's the name in English? If
rediscovered.
I'm looking for a certain word. If you find anybody who was famous, you find him again, find the person again.
You could say rediscovered.
Rediscovered. Thank you. This was the word. Rediscovered.
Let's start that sentence again. I'll edit that bit.
Yes, and I got a few years ago a little art piece of her from my husband, one of her pumpkins, and I saw different pieces of her in various exhibitions, and I liked very much the fact that she is working with those polka dots, with those points all over. It's just a form of her to work with her nervous feelings, and I thought this kind of seeing dots and working with the personal energy in art was just touching me. And I brought the combination of she is seeing dots, I'm seeing all those little needle stitches. Day by day, I'm putting stitch over stitch to form a sculpture. So it's kind of a similarity.
I love the fact that you've got her jumping out with great glee, with her arms upright, reaching out in your piece.
It's a kind of help me, but also come to me. Maybe she's also catching us to come into her dotted world.
So what is it about that very bright, vibrant yellow and black dots that gets you in?
It's just, everybody loves polka dots, I think. It's just, maybe it has anything to do with the fact of human beings, of the atomic structure of the world, of the cellular structure of the human beings. It has to do anything with this opposite of microstructure, microcosmos and macrocosmos. So I think it looks nice and funny, but for me it's much more. It has a lot to do with universe.
And Katharina, have you made a lot of portraits, or have you done a lot of sculptures of various people?
Not really so far. I was thinking about it, but so your invitation was just coming in the right time.
So we can watch for many new experiments of other people jumping up with glee.
Maybe there's coming more. I'm always dreaming of a what's the name in English? Relief.
Relief?
Like relief, exactly. Like an old-fashioned painted portrait, but coming soft and fuzzy in the third dimension. Mm. Yeah, I think that's the very special about the fiber art, that it's not concurring with the tradition of painting. It's like we are in a corner, but this gives us freedom to do whatever we want to. It's more this maybe female tradition we are carrying, and not so much the very heavy tradition of painting, sculpturing with marble. So that gives me the freedom of making a different kind of portrait.
Indeed. Could you just tell us a little bit about the process you went through to create this wonderful piece?
One point is that since the beginning of the last year, I have a blog where I am portraiting little figures. So yes, maybe I'm doing much more portraits, as I have said before. It's a kind of diary, a kind of world theater. It's a diary of my life, of people I meet. And I'm making like little finger figures out of them. So I've tried to bring this portrait of Yayoi Kusama into my little world theater. It's called Kitty's Fuzzy World, and it's I'm making little theater pieces. I have a lot of side characters, like a tree every week. Yes, every week I'm crocheting one figure that's maybe figurine that's important. So now I have almost 100 little figurines crocheted. And she is like, she's a little bit bigger, but she's a member out of this world.
And then you've made, it looks like 50 or 60 little sausages, you call them.
Yes.
To put around her, which I'm assuming gives that 3D look of dots.
Yeah.
Why did you do it as sausages?
They are coming out of Yayoi's world. That was the beginning of her work. I think in the early 60s, she started with those penis-like, dotted sausages. And she was covering everything like chairs, a boat. And it gave everything a kind of sexual feeling. Even though I know that she was, or she is, a very anti-sexual person. She has nothing to do with male or female close contact, but anyway, she made a very sexualized world out of her surrounding. That was, it's kind of the same structure like herself. I started to crochet in the beginning in circles, so the sausages and the figure herself are kind of the same structure.
You've certainly captured that playfulness in your artwork of hers.
To do some research, because I did not know anything about the Sir Archibald championship, which was very new and astonishing to me. And so I had to do a little research to understand what is the bigger sense of the portrait, the textile portrait. And I like very much the fact that you kind of transformed this kind of serious portrait in the fluffy and soft world we are living in.
Yes, indeed. It's such a wonderful exhibition, and I'm delighted to have you as part of it. I'm so proud to have you part of this exhibition. So thank you very much for creating your little piece of polka dot.
I thank you for inviting me to be part of this international exhibition. The people are very impressed in Germany when I say that I'm part of this important portrait exhibition in Australia.